That doesn't feel fair because I brought Noel out and you didn't get a chance to say hi. Noel Fielding, wow. How great you look. That outfit shouldn't work on anyone but Kate Moss, and yet you're pulling it off. Although, please keep your knees together because we don't want to see what's going on there. It's kind of a fabric-braced crotch.
As I was coming on, I walked past the Penguins and I went, was that all right for you? And they went, we prefer Graham Norton.
You're a very unique individual, Noel Fielding.
Oh, thank you.
You've always had this confidence to be yourself in this way, have you?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Because I've always seen you dressed like this, but it's a kind of a bold... It's a look back and it's a kind of look forward at the same time. Does that make sense?
I'm the future and the past combined. Not quite as good as either of those.
You're a brilliant comedian, and not everyone would get it straight away, I don't think, because when I first saw The Bush, it took me like a series to kind of get where you're coming from. Do you encounter that a lot, that people have to get used to you, get used to the idea and where you're coming from?
It's a bit like a difficult album, you know? It's like Captain Beefheart or something. You have to sort of... when you first hear Captain Beefheart, you think, come on, you've got to be mucking about.
This is nonsense.
There's no way someone paid you to do this. You're out of your mind.
And then?
But then, all of a sudden, about 17 years later...
It's kind of taken a while, I suppose, hasn't it?
The Bush took about 5 years. Me and Julian were just there going, come on, please!
Please, someone catch up.
I know.
Do you miss working with Julian? Is this it for The Bush for now, or are you going to come back? Do you know what's happening there?
I do miss working with him, actually. Doing this show is really difficult because he's such a great performer. And he sort of carried the Bush, you know? So when I did this show, I had to carry it, and it was difficult, you know?
This show is called Noel Fielding's Luxury Comedy.
Yeah.
OK, and it's not your average comedy show, as you would expect from Noel. How many characters do you play? How many were in the series?
I don't know, actually, a lot. I played so many that... I played about 50 or something, but I played so many, and we did all the characters at the same time, so we did 3 or 4 a day. So by the time we went back to the studio, when I was playing a sort of version of myself...
But that's the version of yourself there?
Yeah.
OK, that's quite some look. What are you wearing on your head there?
I don't know, I look like a medieval fireman.
It looks a bit like the arse end of a chicken on your head.
I don't know, babe. I was so confused because I played all these characters.
You're confused.
I know. When I came to play myself, I had to ask the director. He went, what are you doing? Just play yourself. And I went, which one am I?
Who are your favourite characters from the new list? Do you have favourites from this new bunch of weird things?
Yeah, there's a sort of New York cop who's... he's got a knife wound on his arm and 2 bullet holes, and it talks to him. And over the years, it's become his partner. And he's called Raymond Boombox, and he's like, New York cop, I'm Raymond Boombox, and he's gash, he's got talking gash. They go, Sarge, come on, you gotta nail this guy. He's like, shut up, and he feeds it meatballs.
And one of the great things about this country is not only is he allowed out, but also someone put up the money to bring that character to life on screen. Would you like to see Inspector Boombox? I'm warning you, even with that description, it's still weird. OK? Here's Inspector Boombox.
I'm Sergeant Raymond Boombox. As you may or may not know, in 1975, I received a knife wound in the line of duty. A knife wound that started talking to me and occasionally helped me solve cases.
Helped you on some of your cases? I solved most of them, you fat son of a bitch!
Shut up, you freak! Trying to put you in some kind of goddamn context. Anyway, one of the most exciting cases we worked on was when we were in Miami undercover. Hooper, what was the name of that case?
What do you mean, the one where you're wearing the pink salmon shorts? You look ridiculous, you big fat pumpkin ass sticking out.
You picked those out for me! What were you wearing anyway, your wife's skirt?
It was a sarong, actually, and it was your wife's.
I predict an immediate cult following. Inspector Boombox, just one of something like 50 characters in this new series?
Yeah, there's a lot of characters. There's a chocolate finger who's a PE teacher.
Of course there is. Oh, there he is.
He's called Roy Circles.
And
he was in the war. He got shell shock. So I think he was a games teacher at some point, but he's slightly lost his mind. He plays swing ball on his own because his wife died and they used to play tennis together. So he wears her dress and plays swing ball. Just trying to recreate some of those hours together. He's quite a poignant character.
He's a tragic and powerful and moving character.
He is,
The chocolate finger.
The fact that he's a chocolate finger...
He's by the bar.
It's not
real. You probably don't have a convincing answer for this, but where do you come up with an idea like that, and why do you come up with an idea like that? Were you eating a chocolate finger at the time, or just...
I guess I was brought up on Peter... Oh, I loved Peter Cook and I loved Spike Milligan and I loved Python. I think I like a lot of those comedians, and then when the Boosh came out, we were grossly out of fashion. It was a lot of realism, and The Office was big and stuff, and we were so out of fashion. I think probably now I'm out of fashion with television in general. It's very reality-based now, and this is kind of very crafted show.
You know what?
That's taken years.
The best stuff is out of fashion. You know, Sir David Attenborough, and you may or may not know this, he was the controller of BBC Two for many years, and it was under his watch that Monty Python was commissioned. This is right, isn't it, Sir David?
Yes.
Yeah. And that was not a hit straight out of the trap, was it? No. Would you have gone with the show in which a chocolate finger plays swing ball, but as tribute to a dearly departed loved one?
I think I would have asked some people in their 18 or 20s whether they would go.
That's the way forward. And that's kind of where your main fan base is, I guess.
Exactly.
You can see that. It's on E4 starting next Thursday, and that's the kind of Channel 4 plus thing, isn't it, E4?
Yeah.
It's the wildest stuff they do. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope it's as big a hit for you eventually as The Boosh proved to be. I hope it hits even quicker there, because would you tour with them? Would you take these characters?
I'd love to, yeah, because it's a lot of animation. It'd be fun to try and work out how to do that live.
We're going to take a commercial break. Ladies and gentlemen, I will still be chatting to the fabulous Noel Fielding after this. We've got music from Seal. Don't go away. Welcome back. The fabulous Noel Fielding is still with us, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see, I don't know if you saw this, Noel took part in the Comic Relief, was it called Let's Dance for Comic Relief? I think it was.
Called Let's Dance, yeah.
Where Noel appeared as, would you inform everyone?
Kate Bush.
Kate Bush, ladies and gentlemen. And you made a very good Kate Bush, I thought. I think you made quite an attractive... Look at that.
That is Kate Bush.
You could work as a... Is that... Oh, I see, I'm sorry.
Not me, Jonathan.
I thought that was you.
I basically look like Florence and the Machine if she had a hangover.
Let's have a look at Noel as Kate Bush. I'm hoping now that I'm not going to show a clip of Kate Bush, because clearly I can't tell the two of you apart, but have a look at it. I've always wanted to have Kate Bush on this show or one of my shows, and now I kind of feel I have. You know, it's as good as that. Are you going to do more Buzzcocks? You're terrific on Nevermind the Buzzcocks, I think. Are they doing another series of that?
I love it, because it's like a sort of party where you get to meet quite odd people that you wouldn't usually hang out with.
Who's the oddest ones you've met on that, then?
Well, it's kind of weird, because you sort of... One week you're hanging out with, like, Rizzle Kicks, next week Cilla Black, then Alice Cooper, which was pretty powerful.
Well, you kind of look like you could have sprung from his loins.
Yeah. We're not sure if that happened. we checked some dates, and...
It could be. There was a possibility he was touring in the early 70s.
I'd love him to play my uncle in a sort of cameo. It'd be amazing.
How long will you keep doing this for? And I'm hoping a long while. I'm hoping that someone, it won't be me, but there'll be someone interviewing you when you're as old as Sir David Attenborough. Yeah. And you're still covering your face with latex rub and pretending to be a cork or something. Well... But is there a kind of cut-off point doing the kind of thing you do?
I think it's getting younger, isn't it? I think when Spike Milligan was doing it, he was a lot older, you know, and it was sort of accepted. I think people are quite into youth nowadays, you know. There's a lot of fetuses coming up behind me. I think I'm getting too old. Maybe I'll direct or write or something, or write children's books, or just work in a cake shop in France. No, really.
So you haven't really got plans just yet, then? You haven't really...
I'd like to be when I was a kid, I wanted to be a zookeeper, actually. And me and Julian...
Now, hold it, let me just ask. Sir David, do you think this is zookeeper material?
Straightforward, yes. And you want to watch out when you introduce him to an orangutan.
What's funny is that me and Julian, the Boosh, actually opened the spider monkey enclosure at London Zoo.
Wow.
No one asked us to, we just turned up at night.
You let them all out?
No, but we did. They officially asked us to, and there was a plaque there and everything. But what happened is they put the trees too close to the fence, so they all got out, and they were just wandering about Camden.
Wow. But no one noticed in Camden, did they?
Apparently they're in the Hawley Arms just getting drunk.
How lovely to have you on the show. Thank you.
Thank you.
And continued success. I look forward to seeing everything you do. Mr. Noel Fielding, ladies and gentlemen. Are you going to stick around for the music? Yeah. Noel Fielding, ladies and gentlemen. The brilliant Noel Fielding. Alrighty. So look out for Noel Fielding's luxury comedy next week on E4. Thanks to all my other guests tonight, of course.